something about it that was so slick that just said, yeah, I can't believe that's my brand. Like even me looking at it I was just like, wow, the simplicity of it, but how impactful it looks. I don't know how to explain it, but it's simple, but you know when you see it, you know that's O.Robert&Co. It's the weirdest feeling. And it for the first time I felt like I was looking at my branding from the outside looking in rather than that's me. I
Mm.
was more looking at it as a customer. And would I be intrigued by that? And the answer is yes. So very, very happy and that you mentioned that because it can be used in both ways as a static and moving image. So yeah. And I've always loved candles. Um, and funny enough, didn't remember why. And I think my mom reminded me the other day when she used to clean the house on a Saturday, we used to clean the house from top to bottom.
Saturday, yeah.
And then Saturdays was the cleaning day.
Is that a traditional thing? Is that an African household thing, or is that a because it used to be the Saturday, and it's like you couldn't do anything until that was done. But it's you say
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
weird because it brings back memories.
yeah. So about 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock, until the whole house is done, plus doing the food shop, you're
Mm.
not going out to play with no friends. So that was a tradition in our home, but she would always have fresh flowers and then burn a candle after the house had been cleaned. And
Okay.
it was my mum that reminded me of that. And I was like, okay, so that's where my love for candles came from then. It was something that I'd always seen in the house growing up.
Okay.
Um, and then obviously a love for candles, having people gift me candles as well. But then as people gifting me more and more candles, I'm thinking, this isn't doing what it's supposed to do. Some of these candles, I can't smell anything. Some of these candles, there's too much soot around the glass. It's causing all this black smoke up my walls. Like, surely this can be done in a better way. And then that's when the research started. I started finding out there's different types of waxes. There's paraffin wax, there's vegan wax, there's soy wax, there's beeswax, there's all these different types of waxes that people use. And then pulling that into sustainability as well. So, and this is the thing, there's a myth about paraffin wax that it's a bad wax. It's not necessarily a bad wax, it just does a specific job. But if
Which
you
is
want a specific job, meaning very good scent throw,
mhm,
you're gonna get your room's gonna fill up in terms of the scent,
mhm.
but the burn might be very quick. So instead of your candle burning for 40 hours, it's only gonna burn for 10
Oh, okay.
because of the type of wax it is. So its job is to produce that great scent throw, and that's it.
Mm.
Whereas I wanted a candle that can do both. So great scent throw, clean burn, doesn't soot, um, and then also lasts a very long time. And also, I'm thinking, why do some of these candles cost so much? You know, don't get me wrong, I love a deep teak candle and an aqua de Parma candle. I like all those high-end candles, and I buy them as gifts to myself and hardly ever burn them. So I wanted that kind of luxury feel, but not low end in price, but in the mid range. Um, so yeah, that's where it all started from. I think from growing up to this point and then thinking, okay, I need to expand my offering. This is what I'm going to do. And also slightly being a little bit big headed. I was like, well, I think I can do this better than other brands are doing it. Um, like the one thing I hear is, oh, why are you not priced at the price point of Yankee Candle? Because I'm not. I don't mass produce my stuff. They're all hand poured. It's all handmade. A lot of time, energy, and effort goes into it. So no, I'm not going to give you a candle for £5. It's not going to work. So yeah,
Oh, customer! I love customers, man. The things they say is crazy.
yeah, that's another story for another day, I suppose. customers.
That should be a part 2. We can exchange
Yep.
customers. Okay. Now that's a really good story and really good. Like, thanks for sharing that, because I didn't know that. So as you're now on this journey, what would you say is your biggest win? What has been your biggest win?
Yeah, I don't know why I feel emotional now. I remember the only thing that stands out to me is the day that the website launched.
Okay.
And I think that was the biggest win, because I had such great branding and this social media presence that was growing, but people were still having to slide in the DMs to purchase a candle. It just wasn't professional. And then also creating that buzz, you know, something's coming soon, something's coming soon. By then people were like anticipating, what is it? Is it a new line? Like, what's going on? So then to actually see, you know, website launched. And even on the day I was thinking, okay, we're doing this post at 8 o'clock in the evening on a Friday. Who's buying a candle at that time? And just from off the back of the website being launched, I had like six sales in a short space of time. And I remember, in all honesty, crying about it, because it's like this vision I had in my mind, I finally managed to execute. And with the website, that took 4 or 5 months to build. Bearing in mind, we didn't use professionals. We just used Wix editor, and just kept going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. This don't look right. Move this here, this, that. Like, it was such a long process, to the point where I think we almost said, let's take a break from building the site, because social media needs more attention. So I remember when the site launched, and that was in February, the feeling like, wow, like we've done it. We've actually done it, and it works. People have just purchased candles through this site. So yeah, and then after that, it was like tweaking, and even shout out to quite a few of my friends that just were very supportive, and then went through the site and even spotted a few errors. Because, you know, when you're looking at something over and over and over, your mind almost blurs to some of the little typos and things like that. So they noticed those things, pulled me up on it, and I quickly went in and changed it. And so I think for me, that was probably my biggest win. And then probably the only other win would be my first piece of press as well, I think.
Was that for Bureau London?
No, so my first piece of press was with, was it Perizim?
Perizim
Yeah,
magazine.
Perizim magazine. I remember buying the hard copy and then opening up. I didn't know. They showed me the proof.
Yeah.
And I thought originally I was only supposed to have half a page in this magazine. And I didn't know where they were going to place me.
Yeah.
And I remember opening the magazine, and boom, on page 2, opening it, and I got a double page spread.
Oh, that's sick.
I was just like,
You didn't
wow.
post it, did you? You didn't share that, did you?
No, not that it was a double page spread. I think I was just more in shock.
Yeah.
And then having the magazine, and then being so proud of it, and then showing it to my mom. And then she was like, oh, I'm keeping this.
Yeah.
It's now on her coffee table, and she shows it to all of her friends when they come over. So I don't now have a physical copy of it anymore. No, I need to buy another one.
Yeah, get a screenshot at least and share that. That's amazing.
Yeah.
How did that make you feel?
Do you know, funny enough, recognized and heard.
Okay.
You know, candle making and just homeware fragrances is such a saturated market, and it's so competitive. But at the same time, I feel like there's room for everyone. You just got to be, what is it that's going to make you stand out? What sets you apart? And I think being a Black-owned business at the time when a lot of things were going on around Black injustice, that helped. Things like Black Pound Day, that helped. It was a great time to launch a business, I'll be totally honest. And then COVID and the lockdown and having the time to be able to split yourself between my job and the business was an opportune time to do it. And it just so happened they worked out really well.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, congratulations. So I love seeing it. Love seeing
Thank you.
Okay, so that's your win. What would you say your biggest regret has been whilst running O.Robert&Co? Or let me not say like regret, maybe like learning curve.
Biggest lesson.
Yeah, learning curve.
Yeah. Getting the figures right. And learning how to negotiate properly. Those have been my biggest lessons. So I've been approached to have candles stocked in stores, right? And I've just gone and done research. Okay, you've got your RRP, and then you've got your wholesale price. And trying to figure that out and work it out. There was a time when I was just charging, or in terms of my unit price, I was charging just for the unit, like making that unit, rather than not adding my time. That's ridiculous. Who does that? So that's a big lesson. And then also like just things where, because I was so, I suppose, when I got my first bulk order, it was for one customer who wanted 68 candles.
All right. 68, yeah. Not 70.
68.
Not 70.
Not 70. Not 70, not 65, 68.
Okay.
And it was Christmas presents. They wanted to give it out as Christmas presents. And I remember them coming over, us doing a consultation, which then gave me another idea to do like these bespoke products for people, right? So she comes and we sit down, we do a consultation, and I show her this list of scents that I can source. First of all, big mistake, you don't do that. You have a set amount that you're willing to do, because it gets costly when you're, and if you're only making it for that one person, are you planning to launch that scent? Are you going to use it again? Not necessarily. So for me, that was another lesson, like just understanding the business on a wholesale perspective. Anyway, finished making some candles. I'm showing her the process as I was going through, and her critiquing me and saying, well, where are the labels? Where is this? Where is that? And I'm like, we're not even done yet. I think I've just only done 40 candles. I just wanted to show you the process, because I believe in transparency and then allowing the customer to come on a journey with you. And then when she finally did receive her products and saw the labeling and the packaging, and she was very much surprised. And that, for me, I suppose I was a bit frustrated, because it made me think, when people think Black businesses, sometimes they think less than, or cheap, or it's going to be like a slapdash job, half executed, not clean. Like, I don't know why we have this negative connotation when it comes to Black businesses. Some people do, or we have a bad attitude or whatever. Anyway, so she received her products, and she then came back to me and said, oh, amazing, I want you to do some Easter stuff for me. So now obviously my terms have changed, because I've learned from that whole experience. And she comes back and says, no, sorry, your products are too expensive. I said, no, because this time I'm charging you for my time, because that was back-breaking work. I remember getting to like the 58th candle, and I'm like, oh my God, I've got 10 more to do.